below the surface of a world built by human hands. We honor complexity at the same time we keep things understandable. Do join me. We'll have a lot of fun together.
Weekdays at 5:45 on KSJE.
Hello again. There's nothing like a live concert to bring out the best in musicians, largely because they know there's an audience a few feet away taking in every note and expressing their approval. We'll hear from Goodman, Ellington, Kenton, and several others as they perform on stage. Tune in, go swinging down the lane with David Miller.
Saturdays at 7 on KSJE Farmington. This program is supported by San Juan Regional Medical Center, who's expanding its services to offer low-cost blood screenings all year round, now offering walk-in convenience to get the blood tests you want when you want them. MyLabs, patient-ordered testing, is available in Farmington at the hospital's laboratory and the Outpatient Diagnostic Center on 30th Street. Also in Aztec at San Juan Health Partners Family Medicine at 120 Llanos Street. With nearly 20 tests available, there's an option for everyone. MyLabs, patient-ordered testing, a wellness service of San Juan Regional Medical Center. .36, it's Tuesday morning here on KSJE, and you're listening to the Scott Michlin Morning Program. Good morning, everyone, and thank you for tuning in at 90.9 FM. Also a special good morning to our viewers who are watching us live on the KSJE Facebook page and YouTube channel. We're getting some hellos from Missouri and right here in Farmington, of course, so it's good to have you all aboard with us. Right now it's 24 degrees outside our studios here at San Juan College. Winds are out of the west-northwest at 8 miles per hour, so it feels like it's 15 degrees. And our weather forecast, a cloudy and windy day in store for us today with a high near 40 degrees, clearing up overnight tonight with a low of 18, and then for tomorrow, mostly sunny skies beginning on Wednesday, and sunny for the next several days, as a matter of fact, through Sunday. Highs in the mid to lower 40s, and clear skies overnight with lows in the 20s. I'm Scott Michlin, and now we've changed our focus just a little bit this morning on the program, talking about assistance for federal workers who find themselves on furlough or who are working without a paycheck during the federal government shutdown. I've invited members of ECHO Incorporated from the ECHO Food Bank and the ECHO organization to join me here in our studio. Joining me here is Alicia Borrego, who is the new executive director. Good morning. Thank you for being here.
Good morning. Thanks for having us.
You bet. Good to have you here. Also, Julie Begay is here, who is marketing and fundraising for ECHO. Julie, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Thank you for being here as well, everyone. And let's talk a little bit about this program that you are offering for these federal workers who find themselves either not working and getting no pay, or on the job and still getting no pay during this shutdown. Alicia, this is a program that you are offering for these folks?
Yes, we started this probably about 7 days into the furlough. And, you know, it was something that I was approached by the mayor of Aztec, and, you know, he said that he had been talking to some of the furloughed workers and just said, you know, what can we do to help? And I said, well, that's exactly what we do. It's in our name. That's exactly what ECHO stands for.
That's right.
Economic Council, helping others. And I said, let's see what we can do. I said, you know, we had some food drives over the holidays. We had some very generous donors. And like I said, this is what we do. We help people. We help people in crisis situations, and this is indeed a crisis here in our community. We have federal workers. We have people with the Ruins, with the Forest Service, with BIA, BLM, and a lot of other federal agencies here. Right. And they are our neighbors. And so we began putting food boxes together, and we, you know, we went back and forth and trying to determine how do we come up with income guidelines? Do we have income guidelines? And, you know, that's still something that we can revisit a little bit later, but we had to start somewhere.
Sure. And so this is designed to be a temporary program, although the shutdown, as it drags on, does not seem to be that temporary. And so I imagine there are certain rules and regulations that you all have to follow as to just who you can help with your commodities?
Correct. So these are with private private donations.
I see.
And so that's why we put a call out to ask for anybody's help in donating more food items or money that we can go out and purchase more food for these food boxes. So
Right.
that's where we started.
And that's still being accepted, right?
It
These
is.
food and monetary donations, right?
Correct. And the process we set up was setting up income guidelines for them. We did have to determine whether they were federal employees or not, and they do provide us a pay stub. And right now, of course, it is showing zero income.
Right.
They get a referral form at our main office, and then we send them to the food bank, and they are able to get a food box
Sure.
from us.
I was amazed at a meeting last week to hear how many federal employees we have in San Juan County when you consider the BLM and the Forest Service and even some of the Indian Health Service organizations that are federally funded that all fall under this shutdown, correct?
Correct.
It's in the thousands.
It's in the thousands.
Yeah. And so we hope everyone already knows about your program, but if they don't, that's why we're on the air this morning.
Right, and that's where we had a slowdown. I mean, we started this program, and I was working with Julie, and Julie can kind of talk to how she's been trying to get the word out. But, we sent it out. Julie can talk to that, but yesterday I heard from another one of my board members who works here at the college, and she sent it out
Right.
college-wide. We've been just trying to get the word out and telling these furloughed workers, hey, we can help you.
Right. Julie, talk to me a little bit about kind of trying to get the word out. That seems to be the hardest thing when you have a great program and then letting folks know about it.
Yeah, there was a bit of miscommunication because we can't really communicate with them too, so it's not like we can just say, hey, we're helping you guys, because
Right.
they're not working right now.
Put a flyer on the bulletin board that no one's going to see because the office is closed.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it was on our website, and it's on our Facebook, and it's just, right now it's kind of a word of mouth thing. Please tell somebody, tell anybody, or on our Facebook. I know our post has been shared numerous times, and that's just kind of how we're hoping to get it out, so that way somebody knows somebody who knows somebody.
Right.
And that's our plan right now.
And they can come in and figure out what help they are eligible for,
Absolutely.
I suppose, right?
And they can call the main office to get some more information on how to qualify and documents they'll need to bring and all that.
Okay. And I know it's such a touchy subject a little bit because usually when these things happen, these shutdowns, these workers do get their back pay, but it doesn't really help them right now.
Correct.
And so that's the situation that folks are finding themselves in. I imagine you're getting a lot of calls from folks who maybe have never had to call ECHO before. They've always had a fairly steady and good income, and all of a sudden they find themselves wondering how they're going to feed their family.
It's very true. And they're kind too. We've had a lady come in, and she's needed help, and I believe we were able to help her, and then she said, when this is over, can we donate to ECHO and
Right.
just help us back?
Sure.
Give back. And so we just encourage everybody to call and just talk to us, and we'll see what we can do for you.
Okay, let's get into the nitty-gritty a little bit, Alicia, if you don't mind, about some of these income guidelines. And for folks who are watching, we do have them, and we'll put them on the screen here so you can kind of see what we are talking about. And so, Alicia, can you help interpret this information that we're showing on the screen right now?
Yeah, I sure can. So what we were trying to do is, one, stretch the dollar and really try to help as many people as we could at different levels of income, so we could hit those households that make above $60,000 a year. So really what we're doing is, for a household of one that makes $40,000 a year, or at $3,333 a month. So if they took that pay stub in and showed that, they got that, they were last paid December, I believe it was December 21st,
Mm-hmm.
and they showed a monthly income of, roughly $2,500, they were
Right.
still going to qualify for a box of food at that. We weren't going to turn them away
Mm-hmm.
if they made $50,000, but they still had a monthly income of $2,500. We could still qualify them for that box.
I see.
So they could meet that income, whether it was monthly or yearly at that point, because they were not yet showing. For most of our food emergency programs,
Right.
they had to be out of work for 30 days, and they weren't at that point.
Right.
So
But we're getting close to that now,
right,
aren't we?
Right, and that's where our other federal assistance food programs will start kicking in now.
I see.
So-
but there's not much for these shorter term loss of employment, right?
No, and that's why these furloughed boxes are so important to these
Right.
people.
And so it goes to, so in the way you have it here set up, it's incomes or household members of 1, 2, or 3, but then for each additional household member, you also have that down as well.
Yes.
So you could be helping families of
If they
4,
have a
5, 6,
huge-
7,
right.
whatever.
Yep, if there's a household of 7, we're still going to help. We just keep adding $999 for each household member.
And that's per month? Is that the monthly number, or
Yes.
then the 12,000 would be per year?
The 12,000, the maximum is 12,000.
Right. Okay. Got it. And so, so for folks who aren't sure, I guess the easiest thing is just to come down and talk to someone at
we're
Echo,
there.
right?
Yep,
With
we
a
have-
pay stub or something.
Yes, we have client coordinators, and that's what they're there for.
Right.
They literally work one-on-one with clients, and they can call or they can come down, and it's probably best to call first so that our client coordinators can tell them exactly what to bring with them and walk them through all the income guidelines, all the paperwork they need. They come down with everything, they sign off on the paperwork, and then they head down to the food bank, which is just not even half a mile away, and they're all set for their food box.
Right. So where's the office located? Because folks may be familiar with the food bank, but maybe not the office.
Right. Our office is at 1921 East Murray Drive
Okay. Right there on the
on Bloomfield Highway.
Bloomfield Highway, Murray Drive area, right there, as
By Sonia's restaurant and right
kind of where
across
that
from
intersection
Subway,
with Broadway kind of comes into Murray.
where it curves.
Right there. Yeah. And for that, then again, this program is all being supported by basically private donations. Isn't that true? Because you can't use some of your other things that you would normally get for more
So
poor, needy families.
Right. So that's the beauty of fundraising, right?
Right.
If people restrict their money for our backpack programs, that's restricted to backpacks, and people donate money to the food bank and food programs, and that's what you can use money for, is a food program such as this. And food drives are
Right.
used for certain programs like this. So, that's what we're looking for is food to be donated for these food boxes. And that's what we really need right now. And you see it on the news every night, Channel 4, Channel 7, they are saying, the food store in Albuquerque and Roadrunner Food Bank, their shelves are going empty because all the food banks across the nation, not just statewide, are assisting furloughed workers, and their shelves are going empty. So we need to be restocked if
Right.
we're to keep helping, and we want to keep helping.
Sure. And so, Julie, talk to me a little bit about some of those items that folks can bring by to help restock your shelves, right? Because there are
Right.
always things that can be useful and can be on the shelf for a while, right? And it can
Of
really
course.
help.
Yes. So we do a lot of canned goods, of course. So we ask for fruits, meats, an entree, cereal. So to kind of just expand a little on each of those. For the fruit, that would be like applesauce, canned peaches, canned pears. For the meats, that's canned chicken, tuna, entrees, ravioli, chili, just anything kind of canned and can last for a while and help the people stretch that even.
Right.
And the cereals, Cheerios, of course, or hot cereal, oatmeal, or cream of wheat, that kind of thing. And we just encourage anything helps.
Sure. All those types of things, but those can be helpful. And then,
Yeah.
of course, cash can always be
Of course.
used too, right? Because then you can buy things that you need to kind of fill in the gaps, I suppose.
Yes, absolutely.
And
And
that-
we have that full list too on our Facebook, of course.
Okay. So
So-
folks can find it there if they want to donate. And for folks maybe who may be going back to work eventually, we hope, that's how they can give back, right, as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Would be the idea there. And so this goes along with all the other programs that ECHO does throughout the year. And Alicia, you were talking a little bit about the backpack program and other things that folks may be familiar with as well. But this is, I imagine, causing a bigger need for your services because we suddenly have another couple thousands of people who need help in our community. And so, but it's not taking away from these other services, right? You're able to meet all these needs at somehow?
Oh, yes. No, we're very good at juggling multiple priorities.
Yes.
Competing demands
Yeah.
is what I call it. But yes, it's what we do. So we have several emergency assistance programs that go on at the same time. And, this is, California did it when they were battling forest fires, and people do it all the time. So there's multiple things that go on at the same time.
And one of the things I've always been impressed about with ECHO is being able to use some of your connections with other food banks and buying in bulk and buying in quantity, and that really helps to be able to afford more stuff for less money, basically. Is that the idea still?
It is. I mean, we have a wonderful partnership with Roadrunner Food Bank where we get our produce from them. So these people are lucky that we're able to provide fresh produce and really wonderful things, and we get produce from our local grocery stores here, so they don't go to waste, and so there's partnerships all over the place.
Right, but that's important. And so for these folks who we're talking about, specifically these federal workers who find themselves on furlough or laid off, or they're working and not getting paid, and some may have dual incomes, and maybe their spouse or significant other is still working, and so it's maybe not quite as big of a hardship, but we know there are a lot of single parent families out there, and they would get hit pretty hard with losing a paycheck. I can't remember the statistic of how many folks in our community live paycheck to paycheck, but it doesn't take much to really throw off a family budget, a car repair bill or a medical bill, and here you are, right?
Right. And, it happens. Hypothetically, there could be a family where they need they do need diapers or they need school supplies and they are furloughed. There's a possibility that they can come in and get a food box from us and diapers and school supplies, and we're able to help with all of that.
Okay.
Because we do all of that type of assistance.
Sure. And so again, in the minutes we have remaining, we're just about out of time this morning, but the best thing for folks to do is to come by the office with a pay stub, and then your specialist can help figure out what they're eligible for.
They will help with eligibility, fill out a referral form, and send them to the food bank at 1921 East Murray Drive.
That's the office.
That's the office.
And the food bank is over on
Commercial.
South Commercial, right?
Yes, correct.
More closer to downtown is how I would describe it.
Yes.
So there you go. And, well, much good luck. And again, for folks who aren't affected by this federal government shutdown, they can be helpful by giving donations of money or of non-perishable food items to help keep this going, right?
Correct.
And that's the way to do that. So perfect. And more information is on your Facebook page, Julie? Is that where you're
our
posting?
website and our Facebook, of course.
Okay. So. And you keep updating Facebook pretty regularly?
I try.
Right, as much as you can.
Yep.
Okay, very good. And the phone number, if folks do want to call in before they come down, what would the best number be to call?
That would be
our main number.
The main one?
505-325-7466.
Okay, very good. Thank you both for coming in this morning and sharing this important information with our listeners. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. My guest this morning from the ECHO Food Bank and the ECHO organization here in San Juan County. And I'll be back with more in just a moment on KSJE. The time right now is 8:52.